Next, I promised we're going to talk about two trends. These are world trends. And we're going to go through them very, very quickly. The first you know about, and it's not from Tobias, it's from me. One of the biggest trends in the world right now is power. Everybody's into power, whether they realize it or not. Accumulation of power. It can be done through money, politics, government, sex, industry, commerce, religion. It's all about power. There is a massive drive on this planet for power. Not only that, but the desire for power on this planet is actually causing beings from other realms, not little men in spaceships, but other beings to take a particular interest in this planet because there is this obsession with power going on. You see it everywhere, but it's more than ever. It's showing up. Read between the lines or listen between the lines in the news about the events. Stop for a moment and say, well, how is this about power? You're going to realize that almost everything that is occurring out there is about the game of power. I think you have a popular TV show series called Game of Thrones, kind of the same thing, but game of power. It's the shifting and moving of power. Power is an illusion. There is no power in the clear realms. There's no need for power. I'm not talking about energy power, the thing that, gasoline to put in your car to make it go. That's fuel. I'm talking about psychological power, mental power, and it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Humans are addicted to power more than anything else. It's actually almost impossible. I'd say it is impossible to get addicted to a physical substance. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs. Physically impossible to get addicted. There are those who will argue with me about that, but you can get addicted to power in a variety of different and sometimes insidious ways. You can get addicted to power and then use that addiction in things like drugs and alcohol, or use drugs or alcohol to try to kill that pain of power. Oddly enough, it's pleasurable and it's painful. But you're going to see it more and more and more on this planet. Please realize for yourself as you go forward that there's no need for power. There is not. There are those who I've talked to in our nightly sessions, and they will argue. They will compromise. They will say, okay, I'll reduce my power need. But I still have to have some as a protection against other humans because they're playing power. Therefore, I need some. No. It's either all or nothing, kinda. All or nothing. Power is an illusion. Power is making a statement that you believe there are things that you need to get from outside of yourself. And you don't. Not one single thing. All the energy or the attractant for energy is already there. Particularly once you start using it. Keper, your creative, your spirit, already there. But if you're still addicted to power, and that's going to be the focus of my portion of the talk in August, if you're still addicted to power, you will still try to be gaining more power and securing that power. In other words, you got to bring some power in and hold it in your power bank. Once you realize that power is an illusion, you don't need it in your life. You become invisible to those who play with power. They are not interested in you whatsoever. They are not going to try to come in and take anything from you because there's no food in the pantry. There's nothing there. They're not interested. You're not a player. They're going to ask you to get away from the table because you're not a player. You don't have anything in your pockets. That's when you're free, truly free. Power is the greatest and perhaps you could say the only true addictive force on this planet. It's an illusion. Once you go beyond the need for power in your personality, in your life, you'll be free. You realize you don't need any power. Energy is always going to be there. It's a natural thing. When you're in consciousness, there's energy. When you're passionate, there's energy. You don't need power. It's very, very false.